Um, so, I want to start off with, hey everyone, my name's Daniel. I am the designer, writer for Retroscape. I am not a sound technician. I started Parlor a few years back ago. You probably also know us for Tefra, which was our steampunk RPG. And this is my friend Jake. Jake's actually on my side. Like, I have to look over here to see Jake, but you have to look over here to see Jake. And so if you keep seeing me look over here, that's because I don't know where I'm going. Anyways, this is my friend Jake. I'm looking this way and pointing this way. Hi, Jake.
That's alright. You're actually below me because my screen streaming is here, my camera's there, and I can see you there. So, you know. Velvet. Cheshire Cat 2 plus 2 is fish. Congratulations. Because that is 4 letters, so by definition, you might be right.
2 plus 2 equals... Okay. Anyways, who are you?
Oh, me. Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a game developer for Parlor. Depending on the day, Daniel says I'm the lead developer, or tells me that I'm a developer. It really just depends on like how much credit he wants to throw at me. I always say I'm a developer, and Daniel is also my boss.
Those things are accurate.
Yeah. We're on a stream today.
Yeah.
And both of us are still like a little bit adrenaline high from yesterday because we both had games yesterday, which wound up being awesome.
That is super true. So I ran a public playtest at Dragon's Lair last night, which was just incredible. Like, that was one of the most fun games I've had. And like, it was all players who had never played before, and their group synergy and the way they worked together, and it was just beautiful the way they ran through that adventure. And that adventure that they played in is going to be our Patreon adventure for November. And so Jake, I don't think that you've read it since I literally posted it like an hour ago, but
I haven't.
It is. It was kind of the most Retroscape thing that we have done, or like that I've written, because it's all set in this little like backwards village in this, in post-apocalyptic Retroscape, and the operatives come in, and the whole village is like, "Why are you here? We don't want your science, your technology, anything." And it really kind of explores the concepts of like sentience and a high-tech setting where people don't like science, and like the way that the players interacted with the NPCs last night, especially like there's some xenophobic characters in it that just hate operatives, and I really enjoyed it.
Ooh, I see someone apparently got shot down by turrets. According to the chat,
turrets were shot.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anyone really was shot down.
I don't know. I'm going by what someone in your chat said, that they got shot in your game.
I mean, there was definitely quite a bit of shooting of turrets. I will admit that one.
Okay.
Which, on a side note,
I didn't have any in mind, so I know it wasn't me.
We definitely need to. Oh. Sonochi is Ada. Okay. Yep. But yeah, no, I was really enthused by how much fun that game was, and how like just kind of on point it was to what I imagined Retroscape being. And then the way that the players interacted and how everything came together was really fun. So, that's I really look forward to more games like that.
Good. Do you have anything scheduled yet for your side?
I don't. I'm really hoping. I want to reach back out to Dragon's Lair and see if we can do this again in 2 weeks.
Ooh, so you're going to do it sooner than I will.
Yeah, that's my hope. I think that would be like December 3rd is I think the Monday. I need to look at the calendar, but I think it's around then. So I really want to do that. And then
Yep, that December 3rd is a Monday.
cool. That's probably what I'm going to aim for. I really want to do it. And then otherwise here in Texas, like we have Alcon coming up in I think it's in February, and I plan on doing that. And then ChupaCabraCon in May, and I plan on doing that. Other than that, I really just want to start building like some local, like, you know, Austin Dragon Slayer, Austin Vigilante or Emerald Tavern. There's a new place called the Gaming Goat that opened up like 2 weeks ago, and so I want to check out that place. So there's a lot of places I want to check out and run Retroscape at.
Sweet. That sounds fun.
I think so.
Oh, do I get to talk about what I got to do yesterday then?
Oh, no.
All right.
Sorry. No, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to drink and play games. Anyway, actually, I didn't even drink alcohol because I was busy running games all day. So, Pond and Pint is in downtown Kansas City. If you're ever in Kansas City, please go visit there. It's amazing. And the best little sentence spiel I can get for them is, for $5, you can play games all night there. That's all you gotta pay. You play $5 and you get to play board games, tabletop games, whatever you want all night there. So I got to go because the awesome staff there I met at conventions, and we did a little talking and we sent emails back and forth, and I got to go run games there. I ran 3 adventures. I felt a little bad at first because I got there at 3:55. They opened at 4, and there were 3 people ready to run an adventure at 4 o'clock. Like, they were there before me waiting.
Wow.
And they had, one of them had never played tabletop before. The other 2 had played tabletop games before, and they did awesome. I had a Facet Timekeeper, I had Facet Tribe, and a custom character. I had people bring custom characters, which I was really excited about. But I had 3 adventures I ran. I ran Something in the Pipes, which was one of our adventures that's in our book. It was actually written by my good friend Robert. Awesome guy. He's one of the people I play games with whenever I can. But he wrote that one, which wound up sneak attacking the boss, which caused one of the fights to basically get shortened, but also caused the really big giant monster to come out much sooner. So that was cool. Learned a lot of combos that are really cool and also really overpowered, so that's also cool. The second adventure I ran, which was for a whole other set of people, was What Crops Up, which, credit to the players that showed up, they took a different approach to the entire thing than I expected. They saved the farmer being attacked by a giant plant monster, and then basically interrogated him after saving him and patching him up, and then had a good solid 10-minute debate if they wanted to just burn down the entire town and all the fields to get rid of all the monsters.
That is quite the moral quandary.
Yeah, I had to gently remind them that they're members of Delphi and they're on a mission, so they're welcome to do it. Like, I can't stop them as narrator, but the game's going to take a really sharp left turn then, and you're going to be hunted by Delphi probably, which could be a fun adventure because now I have ideas for that. But and then I ran one more adventure. I ran your adventure that you wrote called Scraped, which the giant skyscraper one, in which players learned quickly that I like to, one of the players caught on to, I made a joke, I like to word things very carefully. Like, you think you're hidden, and you think they can't see, all that kind of fun stuff. I said something about one of the monsters, and I think one of the monsters or something happening, and she immediately went, no, we need to check on this. He words things in a certain way. Go check on it now, please. So I made him a little paranoid. But they were able to do that. Facet, you wrote that adventure, and Facet used the bright flash ability they have to do damage to the monster. because that monster takes damage from light. I was like, that's really fun. So, that's what I did last night.
That's awesome. Speaking of which, last night, it wasn't my game, but apparently in the other game, the network operative tried to woo the Earthhogs, which I'm pretty sure is against the rules.
I mean, I need to go back into monsters and add some monster resist to them, add some social resist, because a lot of them technically are immune to social and intellect, so that's not really quite as fun. But okay, so okay,
yeah, the network operative made them react positively or favorably to being calmed down and domesticated and turned into lovely little Earthhog plants. What was the other thing? It's like I need to figure out what that story was, but they made the Earthhogs, they used disguises to look like Earthhogs, and then they rolled to convince the Earthhogs that they were Earthhogs, and yeah.
What? So, the same adventure got ran last night in two different parts of the country. One of them, they almost burned down the town, and the other one, they befriended the Earthhogs.
Yes, that's pretty much right.
Oh, Kristen asked an awesome question about what I'm doing in Kansas City. At the moment, unfortunately, I have nothing scheduled except I'm going to go visit somewhere at the end of this week after Thanksgiving. I'm going to go visit Geekmas in downtown Kansas City, which is a first-year convention, which is basically a bunch of fans are like, we need another convention, and they've made a convention. So I'm going to go visit there, and it's Small Business Saturday with a bunch of local artists, so I'm going to go get inspiration for Retroscape and talk to fun people. As for Kansas City, there's nothing officially scheduled, but Daniel's given me permission to kind of start looking towards more conventions out here, because we are doing really well out here and in Austin, as far as I know.
As far as anyone's told me, we are.
Yeah, I mean, we had people come to. I want to go Pond Pond again. I'm going to start talking a little more because they had a blast. A lot of fun. If anyone's in Kansas City and wants to go check out Pond and Pint, you can actually find two of our books for Retroscape, this demo. They're in the game library now because they had such cool buzz that we added two books to their game library. So anyone can go play Retroscape and drink and eat at Pond and Pint in downtown Kansas City right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
I don't know who Cheshire Kitten is, but they have interesting ideas on games.
I'm a fan of letting enemies that are known to be patrolling join the fights if the players don't finish them quick enough. Ooh, yes. I like that quite a bit. Especially if they're over there trying to woo certain Earthhogs and then Earthhogs just join the fight. Could be a really weird moment of confusion for the poor Earthhogs.
Yeah. Yeah, I just used one of the diseased Earthhogs because it was fun. I also gave so my playtesters definitely have the disadvantage of they're running with the developer who likes to throw in ideas when one of them goes, hey, what if they can do this? I'm like, what if they can do that? Let me just add this real quick.
Oh man, I took so many notes from my game last night. It's gonna be a fun few months trying to figure all that out.
Oh yeah, there's some Kansas City for people. If you go to there's people who run the Dungeon Delve, Dungeon of Doom stuff. It's basically a big long dungeon crawl where there's no way to win because the dungeon cheats, but you can still track it. They played the game at Midwest Game Fest and they really liked it. So they may be talking about running something soon. I have nothing officially planned out, but if they do, we'll make sure you tell you. Make sure to tell you.
Make sure to tell you.
Make sure to tell you. I can talk.
The telling will be done.
Words will be spread.
It is like, yeah. Anytime we have an event at this point, it's like, okay, we're going to talk about it on Facebook and Discord and probably send a newsletter. And, like, yeah. And then, like, people last night were talking to me like, oh, yeah, I hadn't heard about Retroscape. Or, like, I just, hadn't seen it. I was like, I can't tell more words. They're all out there.
Yeah. Oh! By the way, because we were really bad at this last time, welcome anyone that's brand new. This is Parlor's live stream. I'm Jake. That's Daniel. He's my boss. We develop games.
Oh, and this is Vin. This is Vin. He was asleep on my lap, and he probably doesn't want to be here.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't show off my kitten because he's asleep currently because he's a kitten and they sleep forever.
That's fair.
But he's bright orange and he's adorable. His name's Elmo. So.
Oh, guys, can I? Oh, my cat left. He apparently did not like being shown off. Can I show y'all the new art that we just got in for Tribe? I guess so. Yeah.
You can, because I was showing it off yesterday.
Were you really? Ugh.
Yeah.
Jerk. I haven't shown anyone yet, except for you.
Listen, I had people playing Tribe, so I wanted to show them what Tribe looked like. Well, I want to show them some concept pieces for Tribe stuff going on.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to figure out if this transition works. Transitioned. Ooh. I think that did work. So, yeah, so this is the new Tribe operative. We just got this from an artist named Jose Arias.
We will find out how to say his name properly.
Yeah, apparently that's on the things to do board.
It is now.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. But, yeah, so this is one of our Tribe operatives. So we really kind of wanted that lightweight, mobile, multi-weapon, friction ninja look to them. So I'm really excited to reveal this art and get it going. And we're slowly getting more art moving, and I'm really excited to get. Yeah, I'm excited. Things are moving really nicely.
Yeah, and to motivate people for art, in case you're watching, if you buy the Retroscape books, if you support us on Patreon, every little bit you give to us is going towards art, because we want more art for Retroscape. We want it to be just full of art. I want monsters, lots of monsters.
Yeah, it was...
and labs, too.
Getting this piece was kind of a big moment for me, because I realized that by getting this art, I was committing to a full-color rule book. Teflon was always black and white. Everything I've published has been black and white. But apparently now I'm getting full color. So this is going to be a big upgrade for us. I'm a little nervous.
Jimmy in a top hat. Yes. I'm sorry, that's awesome.
I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah.
Oh, Daniel never got to hear my spiel about Hacksaw Jimmy. So I was talking about Hacksaw Jimmy at Midwest Game Fest, and I was like, yeah, it's Hacksaw Jimmy. They're not really sure if it's just one of him or multiple of him, because sometimes they see one wearing a hockey mask, one's got a fedora, one's got a weird leather mask on his head. They're not really sure why. Hacksaw Jimmy is all horror-themed villains.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right? What else is going on? Oh, wait, there is some other event going on next week.
Really? You have an event next week?
I do. It's a stream, though, with Geekspiel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can fix sound better than I can.
Well, they've been doing it longer than both of us, so I assume they can. But you can go to Geekspiel, you can go to our Discord, and you can find the link in our Discord to them. They're a board game community that's growing. They're streamers and whatnot, so if you're a streamer, board games, go check them out. They're friends of ours. and we're, at least I am. Daniel might not be able to make it. If he is able to make it, it's a super good surprise, but I'm going to be talking to them about development of RetroScape Parlor stuff, and making characters at some point during the weekend, running a one-shot with them.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a multiple-day event, it looks like. But Monday, it's 9 Eastern Standard Time, so I think that means 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock our time. We'll post information on Facebook and all that stuff so people can know more about it. But yeah, Geekspiel, they have a Twitch, they have YouTube, all that fun stuff.
Ray just asked, how long is this going? We had scheduled it for about an hour. So, that was intended to be like 7 to 8.
Probably 8:30 since we were half an hour late.
I don't know if we'll go to 8:30 entirely, because I really get annoyed listening to Jake talk. Ooh.
Thanks, buddy.
Sorry. Maybe 8:24 since we just since we started at 7:24. It makes sense to me.
I didn't want to go all the way to 8:30 because I hate Jake's voice, but 6 minutes less and I'm fine.
Yeah, it sums it up.
Man, it's gonna be great. I'm just gonna talk really loud towards you at ChupacabraCon the entire time.
I'm gonna be elsewhere. Yeah.
That's right. There's only one game I want to be in, and it's the Savage Worlds game run by a certain person.
That makes sense. I'm super excited about ChupacabraCon because I have like 2 games planned, and you have 2 games planned, and we have a booth, and there's gonna be other things. Yes, I don't. Well, okay, scheduled, maybe not planned.
Yeah.
I want to switch over and talk about kind of like what we've done recently and what our development plans are.
Yeah.
So most of you know, we just pushed out the book. So we have like a full softcover book, which somehow I don't have any here in my hands. But we have a full softcover book now, and yeah, mine are all downstairs in a box because I was gaming with them yesterday. But so you can get the book online, and it's $20 and it gets you the book, it gets you the PDF. Like if you buy multiple books for your whole party, like each additional book is $5. So my friend Kevin ran a game last night, and he bought books for his whole party. So now he and his 4 players all have books, and it cost them $40, which for 5 books is really not too bad.
Yeah.
What I like about this setup, though, is that every time we release an updated PDF version, you're going to get it. So if you buy the book, you get the PDF of all future versions of the playtest. So that's fun to me. But where that's important, now that we have a book, we're able to start kind of live playtesting. We're able to go out, meet people, go to Pawn and Pint or Dragon's Lair, and introduce people to the game. Over the next several months, our online playtesting docs are totally free, but our Patreon gets you access to all of our beta docs, and the beta docs are where we're going to be having, as we update things, as we build out improvements, all the beta docs are where we're doing that. So if you want access to our beta docs, then okay, I don't know what y'all are talking about in the chat, but okay, Kristen has something in her hands. Anyways, now that I'm fully distracted by the chat, so our beta docs have all of our updates. We're slowly adding more things to them. I don't think Jake knows this, but I'm about to release the robots crafting system, which I'm pretty excited about.
I didn't even know that was in development right now, so no, I did not.
Yeah, there's some robots.
Look, you need to stop making new things while I'm fixing the old things.
But I like new things.
Write more lore.
We have a lot of lore. I don't need to write more lore. People just need to play the game so that they can enjoy my lore. That's what needs to happen right now.
Okay, before we get too further, just so we can answer these questions, I'll do reverse order this. For the book replacement, if I remember this right, the physical books we're not replacing, but if you are our $20 Patreon, which I don't remember what they're called, but if you're a $20 Patreon, you're going to get a copy of any playtest book when it comes out that month of. If you are a $5 Patreon or you have PDF, it will update the PDF. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Cool. So, yes. And for further back, because we did have questions in the Discord that Christian reminded us about. Basic multi-classing, cross-classing, and retroscape. We are not, and I'm saying this as someone I think is the answer. We're not doing that. Mostly because of the lore, and also labs don't like to let their tech go outside of labs. The closest you might be able to get to that is freelancers. They're the build your own lab basically. So you can custom make your lab or custom make your character to fit your needs.
So I'm going to add to that. So
okay.
I want to kind of give you my thought process as well as what we're doing. So we are going to have various kind of affiliate tech sort of things, as well as a lot of different crafts that are open to everybody. So while you may not be able to multi-class itself, you will be able to build a lot of things a little bit more custom. So you might be tribe, and you may have no healing capabilities whatsoever, and cross-classing into anatomics may sound cool, but hey, there's also a full slew of medicines that you can craft. So those are kind of built in. The second part there, though, is that what we're building is a system that is designed so that the labs have a solid class feel. So that the different groups, you immediately can walk into a group and you have a solid group that works, that makes sense. You know, generally speaking, that the Core Plus is probably going to be a tank, that the Ascent is going to be a heavy hitter, that the Depot Operative is going to be sitting in the back doing cool stuff, affecting the battlefield. Those things are largely built in. So once you have that broken down with cross-classing, a lot of the group dynamics become a lot harder to control, and we end up actually having to lower the power level of monsters and the difficulty of challenges because we have less control over how strong the players are. Now, of course, any player can go and decide, hey, I'm going to be a Depot Operative who doesn't use singularities. Okay, sure, just sit in the back and don't do anything. You can obviously be a player who downgrades the game, but that's not what we're trying to do. We don't want to accomplish that. The other element there is that the game, the whole system the setting explains that labs are highly protective of their technologies. So no Neurogrind agent is going to be allowed to go over to Core Plus and mingle and hang out. Like, that's not okay. Neurogrind will literally explode your brain if you do that. They are highly protective of their technologies. So, no, they're not going to let you cross-class. That's not cool. Okay, backwards. In the narrating guide, I do plan on introducing certain rules on how you can voluntarily get memory wiped and join a new lab. And in that process, you might be able to retain certain elements of your prior lab. But that's kind of a work in progress. Those are my goals. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. To answer the freelancer question, yes, there are more minor labs coming. Daniel, is it okay if I hinted what ones we're going to be working on soon?
Yes.
Alright, so I know 3 that I really want to work on. I know Daniel has a couple too that he wants to get out there. Rhythm, which is a sound-based lab. So lots of fun sound wave things, probably a lot of good stealth stuff as well, and probably some fun like sonic attacks and creating weird things. Because if you look at sound-based technology and weapons, like in our era, there's a lot of stuff. And now you add sci-fi, it's even more. The one that I've been trying to do forever, just haven't had time to, and Daniel's so happy about them. Evergreen, which is a plant-based lab. Daniel makes fun of me for them because I just want a plant-based lab really badly. I don't know why. And then there's really nothing to base this next one on, but I want bubbles. I found a video of people making giant bubbles out of dish soap, and I'm gonna figure out a way to make that into something.
So we talked about a minor lab called Preservation.
Yeah.
Preservation does like stasis fields and anti-entropy fields and stuff like that, and I really think that bubbles. It sounds really funny. I think bubbles might work really well for them.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, so there were 2 other questions, though we don't lose them. Well, since we are Parlor, and we might as well talk about, because there was a question about Tefra stuff earlier. I don't know if you saw anything about that or not.
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
We had some questions about like what's Tefra future plans and stuff like that, and all that fun stuff.
Oh!
I know we didn't publicly talk about like Retroscape and Tefra since they are 2 different systems.
Yes. So with Tefra, we're kind of right on the verge of releasing Valdru, which is our gnomish / steampunk druid expansion. Valdru's gonna be a fun little book, that gives you like a plant-based crafting and control over the earth, and basically everything that you already do with gnomes in Tefra, you'll be able to do it within Valdru, but on a much larger, heavier, crazier scale. Then there's a couple people who are playtesting this, and they might have been surprised to find the 200 pages of specialties that I shared with them for playtesting. We have a lot of content that's kind of in a near finished stage that we're hoping to get out next year. Jake specifically said that he wants 3 books out for Tefra next year, which I think is a pretty awesome goal. So hopefully we can hit that.
Yeah, and for the future stuff, because we haven't talked so much about this, because Retroscape and the new system we're working on is kind of what we're moving towards for the future down the road, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so if you, for the massive Tefra fans out there who we love a lot, because I was a Tefra fan before I joined Parlor, and I got to write Tefra stuff. It was awesome. We have more Tefra stuff coming out. We're going to put out things that, like Daniel said, that we're working on. Then we also have Retroscape. So if you want to see what the new system down the road might be, go check out Retroscape and play the system and give us feedback. We want to know what you think about it.
Radis asked, when playing Neurogrind, for robot specializations, if you meet the prereq, but the robot doesn't, do they still gain the benefit? That is a really interesting question, and I don't have a great answer for you. So, that's gonna...
I have an answer, I think.
Okay.
Mostly because of the way we have Neurogrind set up. So Neurogrind's gonna be the best example for this right now, and other robot makers will kind of be a not lesser version, just they won't be as compatible as their Neurogrind counterparts. With Neurogrind, the robots have their own brawn and dexterity. For everything else, it uses the operative. So for one, handiness is the best example I can think of. For a specialty, it requires, I believe, 4 brawn. So if your robot doesn't have 4 brawn, but you do, it will not be able to gain the benefits of that specialty.
Yep, that sounds absolutely correct. I would agree with that. Unfortunately, the robot is effectively another character, so they would be held to those requirements.
Yeah. Now, that said, I think there'll be some robot upgrades and things that could basically allow them to do things that you might not be able to do. Like there might be some sort of implant protocol thing that allows them to have almost the equivalent of one handling it, but maybe not have as powerful version of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
that, so
yeah, exactly.
Plus, we gotta work on robots because then we can work on animal companions.
You say that awkwardly, but I think you're really excited about animal companions.
I am.
Okay.
I love animal companions, but I say that as like, oh god, that means I gotta work on that later too.
Right? Exactly.
Is there any other questions? Make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. I think that was everything. If I missed it, then someone will tell me that we missed a question.
That's hopefully true.
Yes. But hey, because again, I'm remembering. Welcome to our stream. We're Parlor. I'm Jake. That's Dan. He's my boss. We make Retroscape. Listen, I listened to Kristen. She said I have to greet people more and tell them what we are doing. She didn't say I had to do it in a serious way.
I suppose that is true.
If she doesn't do it in a serious way next time, I will.
Alright, so yeah, it's just our kitten. I totally agree with you. Animal companions are kind of a pain. So full disclosure, I really want a system where you combine like two personality traits together in order to like create kind of a unique animal companion. And likewise, I want to use that same system with like robots and possible twisted neurogrind robots. It's a work in progress. Don't freak out too much, but
I have no idea what we're talking about. So sure, now I get to listen.
Yeah. But you know, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want it to work. But like the animal companion, you would basically have like kind of a core personality trait and then a core kind of like quirk or action or weird thing that they're known for. So like R2-D2 might be a hero that is known for beeping a lot, you know, something like that. So that's what I'm looking for. Is some sort of weird cross play like that, and I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, bye, Radis. I'll see you later.
Bye. There's a development question we missed, and you'll like this because this was one of the first things that I remember us working on, like hardcore, was currency in game.
Sorry. R2-D2.
I tried to ignore it and I said not to start laughing. R2-D2.
Oh god. Okay.
Alligators.
Yeah, sorry. So currency? How do you make currency?
Yeah, someone had asked us about like how do you I guess basically the process of making a currency in a game.
I feel like we're the wrong people to ask, because...
Hey, they still ask us.
I mean, like, well, okay, so... When we first started building Retroscape, we were using... I started with... Do what?
Fiats.
Well, so actually before that, I was just using dollars. I was super lazy, and I was just like, hey, we're going to use dollars. But...
That's right.
You know, we're like, okay, well, it's 200 years in the future. We need some sort of, like, cross-currency. And Victor was like, well, what if we call it fiats? So I was like, okay, cool, that sounds great. But then fiats, like, it didn't quite register with people, so then we switched over to credits. And I think credits is super easy. It makes sense. People get it. It's fine. Yeah, so that's what we're going with right now. And it basically has a, you know, credits and cents sort of system. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. If you look in Tephra, the currency system there is slightly more complex. Slightly more complex, and may have
geometry.
Okay.
You use geometry in your math.
So I spent several hours on Wikipedia trying to figure out like how currency is designed, how it commonly works, and if like a steampunk utopian supercurrency was able to be built, what would it look like? And so some of those things all came up with the way that that works. Yes, but yeah, you're right. There is some math and geometry in Tefra's currency. So
it happens. I know, at least from my side for the currency that we're doing now, it's a lot of building character out and seeing, can I buy at least armor, 1 or 2 weapons, and basic gear. Now, it might be really basic gear, like I can only get a pack of it, like maybe a backpack and a couple of survival pieces. But that's where I'm trying to make balance out, is make sure that you have at least the bare essentials to go out into the field and do work. And then maybe have a few accoutrements as well. Now, one of the balancing acts that we have to play with is a prime example is Ascent versus Depot. Because their credit start is massively different. Because of their lore and also their equipment in general. Depot is very money focused or money heavy because they do so much with money and they need a lot of supplies. And Ascent is pretty much, I go and hunt it down, put in my slice it in my body, and good to go. So at least that's where I'm playing around with it a lot. Crafting too, because now we have both crafting and currency. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, money is really hard to balance. It's a little insane. So my day job is as a spreadsheet data analyst sort of job. I spend a lot of my day on spreadsheets. So Jake will probably attest, I have some pretty crazy spreadsheets built around our equipment system and figuring out what the average character wealth should be, what it's going to be per level, how much they should be earning per average adventure, all that sort of stuff that I'm just building and tracking and slowly going insane regarding. But it's fun.
Yeah. We were talking about updates coming up. Do we want to mention what's happening with equipment and stuff like that?
Yeah, start. Do it.
So, one of the things that we had currently is supply and your consumption rate, and me and Daniel both loved it. It was really fun. It was really cool. And then we started playing with higher level characters, and we realized that it works, and then at high levels it stops working as well, because if you roll one of the die, on any die, your consumption rate goes down, or your supply goes down by your consumption rate. Which isn't bad at early levels until you realize at high levels you're rolling 5 die, and now you're being punished for leveling your character, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, and can I mention who gave the brilliant idea? I don't know if I'm allowed to mention her name, who basically was like, hey, do this instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jennifer, one of the playtesters, basically went, well, why? Why do you have to count it? And then that just kind of made us go, oh, yeah, I guess you don't have to count simple ammo, like your handgun, the action hero moment where somehow they always have enough bullets. Mm-hmm. It's the really powerful bullets and ammo and rocket launchers that run out eventually. Well, there's always another bullet in the handgun. So we're going to go to a more simplified system of your basic ammo and basic weapons. So a revolver, you'll always have generally enough bullets. Special things like a plasma pistol, which has really, really powerful ammo, will have limited uses and can be consumable in some way. So, say like a special bullet or rockets. So we're playing a lot with that to get going. Sorry.
So, Cheshire Kitten asked, any advice for taking an existing video game, show, book, etc., and turning it into a tabletop game? So this is something I think a lot about, because, we're often inspired by what we see. So, okay. So, I know that you know Tephra. Tephra is really modular in design. So, you can take Tephra and you can kind of switch out a handful of the different skills, and then just write a handful of custom specialties, go through nix specialties that don't make sense for your game, and pretty quickly I feel like you could put together a kind of a custom setting using the Tephra rules. From there, at that point you just start kind of tweaking the rules, figuring out what fits. Do you need more action points? Do you need higher damage? Do you need more hit points because things need to last longer? And you can kind of start building out. When I first started developing, like 13 years ago, what I was doing was just taking D&D and altering it. And I would bet that most RPG developers nowadays did start by home rolling D&D, and then they moved from home rolling D&D over into writing out alternate rules, and then they were like, well, I've already built this many rules, I might as well build this many rules, and now you have a whole new game. Tephra was kind of, it's ridiculous. Tephra actually really started by us trying to make a new magic system, believe it or not. So we were like, okay, well, we don't like the magic system in D&D, let's make a new magic system. And we built this new magic system, and then we were like, well, we actually don't like any of the rules in D&D, let's make a whole new system. And then we made a new system, and we liked that system so much that we dropped the magic system, and now we have Tephra, which is... really?
That's really fitting, because I know I kind of told you about how I found Tephra, but that's really close to how I found Tephra.
That is funny.
So I had a steampunk game. I was like, I want to run a steampunk game. And then I was like, oh, Tephra. It was the rapid fire guide on Drive Thru RPG. I'm like, cool, it's free. Let me check it out. I was like, oh, this is fun. And I was checking out Tephra. I'm like, yeah, this game looks fun. Let me buy it. And I ran it a couple times. And then I sent you a couple emails asking questions. And then you made me start working for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for me it's just kind of a matter of like, if you want to get into game development, kind of figure out a system that you understand, and start tweaking things, changing them around, figuring out what works, figuring out how to make it more into what you imagine, and then kind of go from there. Like, it's really hard to start from the ground up and just be like, okay, I'm going to design a new dice mechanic system. And then I'm going to build a new turn system. And then, we don't need hit points, we need a wound system. And kind of building everything out from the ground up is really kind of advanced stuff. To give you some backstory here, like, I've been working on Retroscape for 3 years and 5 months. So, like, it's been quite a while now. So, and that is a ground up system, which is a little crazy to me. But I also had Tephra background knowledge, so made it easier.
Yeah, I am one of 2 people other than you that has probably seen Retroscape from when it started to what it is now.
Yep.
And I haven't even seen what the first year of it was like when you were developing it. I only did it for 2 years. So
the first year of it is mostly pieces of paper like this that I have like strewn all over the place of just random notes and ideas and how I want things to flow together and look like, which is generally what my early stage development looks like. Anytime I'm making a new system, I'm grabbing yellow paper and just kind of brainstorming how it's going to look and feel, which I think you do the same thing with your whiteboards.
Yeah, I have my plexiglass board behind my wall, and it's usually full of random notes that I go, or my notebook, my whiteboard notebook, which, by the way, I highly recommend if you want something like this, go find it. I have no idea where it's from. It was a Christmas present, and it is a Christmas present that I use almost on a weekly, probably almost daily basis, if not a weekly basis.
Hey, Geeksfield joined us. Hey, Geeksfield.
Oh my god! Yeah, So, by the way, again, we're Parlor. My name's Jake. That's Daniel. He's my boss. We develop Retroscape. And Zephyr. And blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be on Geekspiel next week. And, the brain trust. Oh, God, Kristen, no. And people think Ann Thomas is creepy now. Brain trust was the creepiest thing, I think. But we're going to be on Geekspiel, running character creation, talking about development stuff, and showing off Retroscape. So go check them out, and then you can watch our stuff as well. Hopefully Dan will be able to show up, but I know he has a super important thing going on probably. So
yeah, it's our audio is super, super bad, and I'm really sorry for that. It is a failing on my understanding of how to make audio work. Which is funny because when we were first getting going, we were talking about like, oh man, next week, Jake's gonna be on Geekspiel, and hopefully he can just like take notes and figure out how they set up their audio and what they do, because I don't really know what I'm doing.
May I already been messaging them during our stream of how to fix things.
Oh well, okay, sweet.
Yeah, granted, they're also like they're busy too, so I'll just have those notes for next time.
Yeah. We'll figure this out. We'll make this right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the other announcement we can do for what's coming up for updates is, how Atomics has levels 1 through 12 in it.
Oh, really? They do?
Yeah, they do.
Huh.
Yeah. I may be working on stuff as Daniel watches my madness. And he creates new things while I'm trying to make old things. I'm working on the rest of the levels for the other labs coming out. I'm hoping to have that out by the end of the year, at least in Google Docs. That way people can use their book and then go further beyond level 4 and play more stuff. And new crafts are going to show up, like Daniel mentioned, with robots. We want to add to all the crafts that already exist. Minor tweaks that may need to exist, because there are obviously some we already learned, like, this ability is way broken.
Mm-hmm.
Or this ability's underpowered. Let's figure out how to fix this. So there's going to be more updates coming. They'll be on our Google Docs eventually. Right now we're making them in order. But if you want to check them out early and you want to see us developing them, you can go join our Patreon. And is it the $5 or the $3 one that you can watch it?
God, I think it's a $3 one that you get all the beta box. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I can check that real quick just so I don't give misinformation.
You can? You mean I can?
Well, I didn't know how many screens you had going on.
I have a lot of screens, and I really probably shouldn't be looking at this.
There we go.
No, not even. $1 gets our. Oh no! I'm sorry. Yeah, $3.50.
Yeah, that's just a work in progress.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, $3.50 is our Alpha Docs.
Yep. So $3.50, you can check out all the Alpha Docs and more as they get added on. And I can tell you this: Daniel's really good at adding things that I wasn't aware that are about to go into Alpha Docs.
I am.
Yeah, like putting things out. I'm like, I didn't even that written up yet. Let's get out there. Okay.
Publish. Everything's published.
Publish.
Published.
Yeah, they have the $5.51, which gives you the PDFs, and you get an adventure every month, which Daniel got to run it at
Dragon's
Lair. Yeah. I still wish that it involved turkey trices and cookie trices and duck trices, but that's me.
Well, there's a Thanksgiving next year, so we'll just do a turkey trice themed Thanksgiving for next year.
We'll do an entire saga of levels 1 through 12 adventure.
Okay, so legitimately, I wrote out an adventure that involved variations on cockatrices. Real story. I spent 4 hours writing an adventure on this. What ended up happening is that adventure is probably a 40-page adventure when it's all done. It's a multi-level dungeon with a city nearby, and it's way too much. And
I mean, to be fair, every adventure I've written for you so far is way too much already.
Yeah, but like it would have been like I would have to stop developing for a month to focus on this adventure. So
Throw a couple battles at them and you're good to go.
yeah, I'm super excited about it though because it has like a gravity distorting tower in it and like this really cool acid trap that you have to like hack into the mainframe to disarm. Otherwise, you just get like yeah. Anyways, so I look forward to that. Yeah, work in progress. So yeah, with the size of that adventure, I should be done by Thanksgiving of 2019.
2019, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other scheduled things or like work scheduled things we're announcing or anything that we want to talk about?
I don't think so. I mean, mostly like right now, so we talked about minor labs earlier, which is something that I really want to get out. We've talked a lot about gear recently between us. And you just finished kind of a huge rework on gear that we're probably going to have in the beta box here soon.
I'm hoping by the end of November that should be out.
That's awesome. I have robots that are in the works, and in fact, you will, if you're part of our Patreon access, 2 of those robots do appear in my adventure. So that was part of the reason why I wanted to get the robot system going was that so your players can actually pick up, interact with, and gain robots during that adventure. It's part of our playtest.
You just wanted to relive your framework adventure that you didn't get to have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
For context, Daniel's character found a framework and he tried to jump a ravine with it. It did not work.
Nope.
The giant robot fell to the bottom of the ravine.
Which, that was a great playtesting moment because I was a tribe operative and I was able to run on walls, and I just had to find out if my giant robot that I was piloting could also run on walls using my tribe abilities. Spoiler, the answer is no. My robot cannot run on walls.
Yeah. So that will be a fun upgrade one day.
One day would absolutely be an upgrade.
Yes.
And as we get closer to having robots out, then the next step in my mind is giant mecha robots, which I'm really excited about that because we have to get our vehicle system out, we have to get our robot system out, and then
strongholds.
Oh, yeah, strongholds. Yeah, that's.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I was talking about strongholds, definitely.
Yeah, you know what he's talking about. What are you planning that need to know about him?
What? Nothing. And I turned off our screen. Cool. Yep, it's glitching. Okay, we're up.
I'm gonna guess it's giant vehicles and like war machine battles.
Yeah, actually, I really large scale combat is something I really want to build and figure out and test.
Yeah, that may come into play in an adventure, not in December, but as adventure soon because I have some ideas I really want to put to work.
That's exciting.
I have a vehicle chase scene that I really want to do.
Well, I think we should probably wrap it up around there, since we've now hit that hour mark.
That's true. We actually did this. We will learn. We will become better at this. We'll do more stuff. And feel free, share this to people that want to learn about Retroscape. They can, let them know they can skip ahead a certain time.
Yeah.
We'll see about adding in the description where the stream actually starts.
Yeah, I can do that. I should be able to do that.
Yeah. I hope. Or one of us will learn how to video edit. We'll do that maybe.
Yeah, that's that too.
There we go.
But thank you for joining us, and we'll be on our Discord. You'll find us. There's a Retroscape playtesters group on Facebook. So if you look for Retroscape playtesting, you'll find that, and I'm posting everything in that, and I think it's a little easier to keep track of than the Discord. So if you're like me and you can't be on Discord all day, just patiently awaiting our announcements, join the Facebook group. And you'll get everything there. That way you won't miss a thing. So.
And if you're watching and you want to find our links, you can actually go to the YouTube channel for this, or you can go to parlorgaming.com or richgaterpg.com. Everything will be connected in some way that you can find everything else.
Everything.
Everything is connected, just like network.
Oh, exactly.
I think that's everything that we need to do. Reminder again, Peach Field next week, running games, all that fun stuff. Daniel will hopefully be doing some more Dragon's Lair soon in December. We'll announce that when that comes up. Alcon, you're at Alcon.
Yep.
We're at ChupacabreCon in May. Both of us will actually be there running games. I don't know what the plan is for Alcon because Daniel's the one doing it. And join us on Discord. Talk to us directly. Give us all the feedback.
Yeah, feedback. Tell us how much our audio sucked. I look forward to it. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Goodbye. Happy gaming.